Hello sports fans and welcome to this edition of the Cavalier Sports Report. I'm your host Anthony Juarez, and right now I'm sitting down with golf coach Lafayette Norwood. Thank you for joining me today, Coach Norwood.
My pleasure. Good to have me on your program.
You've been here for 28 years, almost 3 decades here at the college. What are some memories that you have in the last 28 years, and what ranks in your mind as possibly the best moment here?
Well, as a combination of a lot of things when you mention that, just having the opportunity to be around young people and giving of your time, and you can see initially response, and then down the road you can look back or hear them come back and talk about some things that they've done or they learned from your program or learned from you. Those are the rewarding things. Those are little things that I think are big things in my mind. So I've enjoyed those 28 years, and for the college to give me this opportunity to work with a group of people like I have, I've probably done it for nothing now that I'm almost through. They could not paid me and I'd have been able to enjoy it.
Something I've noticed being on this show, I've sat down with the baseball coach, basketball coach for the men. Coach Mosier is going to be on in a little bit later. A lot of these coaches have a lot of tenure here as far as being at the college for a lengthy period of time. Is that important as far as coaches talking? Like, do you get to know a lot of these coaches very personally?
Yes, and I think it has a lot to do with the fact that when you start talking in terms of that kind of tenure, it tells you the quality of a program, a quality of a school, your administration, your support system, the facility, all those things go in to make this such a class community college.
The previous record for the most appearances in a national tournament in a row was only 2, and that occurred in 1971 and 72.
Correct.
And you have shattered that record, being in 14 straight. What kind of preparation and practice goes into the team having that tremendous success for such a lengthy period of time?
Well, it's a combination of a lot of things, obviously. First of all, again, the school and administration, your athletic director, secretaries, all play an important role in that, making it a very pleasant and a palatable situation for you to work in. And then the quality of kids that you have coming in and the community support. So I attribute that to all of those factors to being able to achieve that honor, not because I'm such a great coach, but I think it's just for the opportunity to be such a fertile area to be able to produce such success.
As a coach, you have over 1,500 wins, and that is in part to multiple 100-win seasons. But in 06 and 07, that season you recorded a record 136 victories. What does that mean to you, and how does that rank as far as golf coaching, 1,500 wins and then 136 wins in a season?
Well, that's telling me that I've got some awful good players. That's one thing. And the next thing is the fact that these individuals that come in here, they're coming in looking for success. And they hear these things from the past athletes that have come through our program. It speaks highly for the character of the young men that we've had an opportunity to work with. It speaks really highly of the success that they've come here and enjoyed, and then go out and they can take those skills and utilize them in their life. And so word of mouth has a lot to do with it. So it comes from a combination of a lot of things. So the 1,500 victories, that has to be the case, 136 in 1 year. Those happen because of these good things that these youngsters bring to us.
For the people here at Johnson County, and anybody who is going to watch this show who don't understand golf, how does the process of college golf here at the school happen as far as playing wise?
Well, we make it open to basically our own county, Johnson County athletes. We try to make it as easy for them to get in as possible, along with being competitive. And then we do bring youngsters from out of county, periodically ones from out of state, but most of the time it's always Kansas youngsters. And that gives me a lot of great pride that we can get athletes from here at Johnson County or in our state that can compete on not only a state level but on a national level. So I enjoy doing that and seeing that happen. So it speaks very highly of the quality of people we have coming in.
With not all high schools having a golf team at the high school level, how do you recruit? Are you just looking at high schools, or do you branch out to other forms of looking for golf athletes?
Well, normally what I do, I keep track of the tournaments that's in our area. We have a bunch of feeder schools, I think tune of maybe 20 high schools that have programs. So I observe those, I contact those coaches, via the mail or call them on telephone, talk to them personally, and ask them what kind of players do they have and how they're going to fit in our particular program that we have here. And most of them know me either through the conversation or they read about our program, because I try to mail out flyers and I mail out media guides, and we have posters, and we try to keep our community as well as really the state in touch with the kind of program we have. And we have a class program here along with a class college.
As far as pro golf goes, do you pay attention to pro golf and the world rankings and that sort of thing?
Oh yeah, every week. In fact, I recorded it. Every week I end up checking the standings as far as world rankings concerned, and we have it fluctuating more now than it used to. It used to be that Tiger was dominating everything, of course, Tiger Woods. But now I think with the parity of young people coming in, well, they create parity because of young people coming in. It makes a big difference. So it's pretty exciting. So I keep up with that. And then I keep up with the tournaments, because there are some records that are always set that people are always trying to break.
Is there anyone that you've coached here at Johnson County or other places that have gone on to compete in any pro competitions?
No one as far as competing on the PGA Tour, although we have many youngsters that are working what we call at club pros. They are at various golf courses across our nation. I do have one young man, Bruce Martin, who is a club maker. He makes clubs, and he's on the tour right now. He makes them for Ernie Els and Phil Mickelson. So he calls me every once in a while and tell me about some of the logistics and things that's going on with him on the tour. So that's a lot of fun hearing those things.
Obviously, you're a big golf fan, but what people don't know is that you're actually a basketball coach here at the school, and you actually have a book called Acrophobia about a high school team that you coached. What touch on that and the importance of that book meant to your team? Well,
you say coach at the school. I was previously. Coach Mike Jeffers is here now and doing a great job. I enjoyed that part. In fact, that's how I ended up coming to Johnson County, is through my coaching of basketball. Enjoyed it. Had some great teams, we felt, and we've had a couple of All-Americans from that team, one being Tony Harris, that played with us, that played basketball. He went on to play in the NBA and then overseas. My high school team being Wichita Heights, we come up with, a young man on my team wrote this book, in which I was unaware of at the time. He entitled it Acrophobia 1977. And that was the year we had probably one of the best years ever in Kansas. In fact, this team was considered the best team ever in the state of Kansas. And we had a 23-0 record, and so there's a lot of good things happening in that, but we utilized that word acrophobia kind of to our advantage.
So coaching such a great team, was that easier to coach? Did you just let them play, or did you really hammer down as far as coaching?
No, you cannot just let them play. When you start getting that kind of talent, we had off of that team, two people go into the NBA, Darnell Valentine and Antoine Carr as far as NBA players concerned. And then our next guy on that same team was Orland Alexander, and he was listed in the top 10 in the world light or cruiserweight boxing championship. So it was some pretty talented youngsters, so you really had to kind of keep your foot on your hand on everything.
All right, to finish up, what's next for Johnson County Community College Golf?
Well, we're preparing now for a spring season, along first of all our conference, which we're now in third place, only 2 points out of first place. And then the next issue would be our districts, which was going to be here local. It's going to be really in Lawrence, which is not too far from us. And we end up winning that, or getting as close to winning that as possible. And then we'll go on to national. So that would be our procedure: conference championship, district winners, and then we're going to go on to national to participate in a national tournament.
Excellent. Well, once again, thanks to Coach Norwood for joining us today. I'm your host, Anthony Juarez, for the Cavalier Sports Report, wishing the best of luck to the golf team. Make sure you tune in for future Cavalier Sports Reports for all Cavaliers sports information.